Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Ross Johnston. The Tennessee Titans competed but fell short in San Francisco yesterday, 37-24. Cam Ward went 18 of 29 for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns for a 101.2 passer rating. Tony Pollard had his second straight 100-yard game on the ground with a touchdown as well. Gunnar Helm and Big Jeff Simmons caught the Titans 2 touchdown passes, and Jeff had a strip sack on the day as well. It was a tough day in the NFL for injuries yesterday. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes suffered a torn ACL and will miss the rest of the season. The Chiefs were also eliminated from playoff contention. Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons also suffered a torn ACL in Denver, and Rams receiver Devontae Adams re-injured his hamstring in the win against Detroit. The Cincinnati Bengals were also eliminated from playoff contention yesterday after a loss to Baltimore. Lastly, Week 15 in the NFL wraps up tonight as the Pittsburgh Steelers host the Miami Dolphins in a pivotal game for the AFC playoff race. Kickoff is set for 7:15 p.m. Central, and you can listen to Westwood One's coverage of the game right here on The Zone. For all your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is the number. As soon as we get it up and running, we'll carry the Mike McCoy press conference. He is live, I believe it kind of looks like at St. Thomas Sports Park, but I guess it's a virtual interview session because some of the people have not made it back from San Francisco yet. So I guess they're doing virtual for them, in person for the rest of the people. So as soon as that is ready, we'll carry that live. And it's ready right now. So here's Mike McCoy at the press conference.
But it's critical to really not just the start of the game and the start of the second half, which we got to do better. But anytime during the game, especially when you're playing against an explosive offense that's so efficient as San Francisco is, that you want to keep them off the field and not have the 3 and outs. So it's critical that we do a better job with that.
Hey, Mike, I was just questioning, have you talked to Jeff at all since he came home to find what he found at his house, and just how's he doing?
I have not personally talked to him. A number of people have, and we're taking care of that. We're trying to help him as much as we possibly can.
You guys just talk with guys about, since break-ins at athletes' homes have kind of become a thing, unfortunately, over the last year or so. Do you guys discuss just kind of security and safety and that kind of thing?
Yeah, every year, throughout the offseason program, through training camp, there's a number of discussions, certain things you talk to the players about and educate them about, and try to help them any way you possibly can, and let them know there's so many resources out there within the organization that we can help these people with, help the players with, and do whatever we can to help them and their families as much as possible.
Hey, Mike, curious just what you feel like with the running game these last 2 weeks. Did you feel like this team was capable of putting up those kinds of performances in Cleveland and then following up this week? And I wanted to know, was there anything you think that sparked that before the Cleveland game and has allowed it to kind of carry on going into this week?
Well, we got to a certain point where we had to change. We had to do something different. And, after the Jacksonville game, we had gone into the game planning, this is what we wanted to do. And, Tony was efficient to a certain point, but we didn't have enough attempts. And that's one thing, depending on how the game's going earlier in the year, that sometimes you get away with it in the second half, and all of a sudden those 2 and 3 yard carries in the first half become bigger plays in the second half. And the type of game we knew we were going into Cleveland to play, take everything into consideration, the weather or anything like that, we had to run the football. And especially with Miles out there rushing the passer, we said, hey, we're going to go in and run the football. We have to establish the run. And you always talk about running the football, but obviously the last 2 weeks, the number of attempts have gone up significantly. and you see the production, and it just changes the identity of your football team and the way you play, and it just helps everything else. It makes the passing game, it helps Cam a ton. Obviously, it slows down the pass rush, and you have to have balance. But I give all the guys credit, the coaching staff putting the plans together, and the players go out and execute it. And you love the mindset of the players when you run the football the way we have the past 2 weeks. So it's been great, and we got to continue to build off of that moving forward.
Hey, Mike, you've talked a lot about the need to show growth, especially as you get into December. Do you feel like the offense has done that here in the last couple of weeks? And as you've put up more points, gotten a few more yards, a lot of that hasn't come, at least statistically, through Cam. Is there an emphasis in the final 3 weeks to try to unlock him a little bit more than you have?
Well, I think the great thing is the growth you see is the running game, the production in the running game, and that helps. You can't just drop back and try to throw it all the time. So you see the efficiency that we've been playing with, the balance you play with, the complementary football. Jeff gets the turnover in the game, gets the sack fumble type play. Here we go. Next thing you know, you get the ball, and we score a touchdown after that. So that's the complementary part, and that's what you have to do in order to score some more points. And, with regards to Cam, you're trying to get him better every week, and there's something that he's improved on week in and week out. You saw the way he executed the 2-minute drive at the end of the half, getting an opportunity to kick a field goal. Unfortunately, missed it. Some of the plays he made out of the pocket, referring back, when he made the big scramble and threw it to Jeff. What an amazing play by those two guys. You're always trying to, help Cam get better week in and week out, and there's always something you're trying to improve on.
Mike, what's it like preparing for the Chiefs, knowing you're not going to see Patrick Mahomes?
Well, first off, I'd like to, it's a tough situation for everybody. Thinking of Pat, one of the great competitors in the league, not only what he means to the organization, but what he means to the NFL. The championship games, the Super Bowl, the success, the type of person he is on and off the field. Everything he does, not just for the NFL, but the community. He's a great father. This is the bad part of the business. When you see something like this, if you're participating in a game or you see something on a highlight, after our game, you see certain things. When guys go down, you feel for them. These players, they work so hard. They put so much time and effort into it, and then something like this comes up. You just feel for him. But we wish him all nothing but the best. We know the type of person he is, his work ethic. He'll come back stronger than ever. But it's tough. This is a tough one for everybody involved.
John?
Yeah, Mike, picking up on the Cam theme, it seems like he's had a number of games this year where you can look back and say, okay, did this well, and maybe some things did not go so well. Sort of at this point in the season, how do you think fans should view Cam's year to date?
Well, it's a typical rookie season. I think as a rookie quarterback, there's going to be good and there's going to be bad. And there's the ups and downs. You're learning every week. And like I've always told Cam, mistakes are on me. There's going to be certain things that come up in a game. You put a play in, it's designed for a certain coverage, and you don't see that coverage. And, or it might, because a lot of times you get, 2 reps on certain plays when you put new plays in, different coverages, things like that. And then it's a whole different look. So he's always learning. And I think that's the one thing you see throughout the year, that he's gotten better week in and week out. And there's going to be some mistakes. There's going to be some missed throws. He's going to take a sack at times, things like that. But you're always coaching him. And the one thing that's great about Cam is he wants to be great. He wants to play the perfect game. And you're never going to play a perfect game. But I think you see the growth week in and week out. And there's always going to be some things on a weekly basis at the end of the game. You're going to look back and say, hey, here's some things you got to do better. But he's heading in the right direction. He's got a very bright future. And we're going to win a lot of games with him.
Mike, you said that something had to change when you were alluding earlier to the question on the run game. How much of that did that involve the offensive linemen? Just kind of how they've been playing these last 2 weeks as well.
Well, the offensive line, they want to run it 50 times a game. And that's the you know, they want to run the football. There's a mentality, there's a mindset the offensive line has. So I think they've done a great job, you know, especially last week going into Cleveland saying, hey, listen, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. This is how we have to play. And I think the entire team has kind of fed off of that.
Mike, I think Gunnar set a franchise rookie record for catches by a tight end in his first year. Can you just kind of speak to his evolution this season and how productive he's been?
Well, I think, you know, I'm very happy for Gunnar, the success he's had, and, you know, give Luke Stocker a ton of credit for the way he's helped him become a pro. And, you know, and it all started, you know, we always knew the type of receiver he could be in the passing game, but the way he's improved, you know, from the OTAs through training camp, through the season of blocking. And that's the big thing. That was the next step for him. But it's not shocking at all with the success he's had in the passing game. We knew he could do that, but I'm just as impressed in his run blocking, and, you know, give Luke a ton of credit for helping him. And I think Gunnar would say the exact same thing. You know, with Luke's experience being a player and a great coach, he's really helped the entire tight end room.
Hey, Mike, two things. First, just the opportunity to update on any injury stuff that you carried over from yesterday. And then two, specifically with Cedric, when you've got a guy who's having 15, 16, 17 tackles a game like he is, do you see that as a good sign for the defense, or is it deficiency that one guy is carrying so much of the load?
Well, it depends on, you know, what type of tackles they are. But I think when you look at Ced, the way he's playing, and if it's the run game, there's certain things that you're playing a certain scheme where he should be making those plays. And, you know, and then in the passing game, you're always going to have a couple of those plays when, you know, they're throwing the ball to the running backs, or there's certain check downs or underneath throws that you're going to make those tackles. But give Ced a ton of credit week in and week out. You know, he's been way up there in the tackles, and he's made the most of his opportunity this year playing.
And with the injuries?
Ask the question one more time.
If there are just any updates on all of the injuries from yesterday, and safety,
no updates. We're still some guys are, you know, going through all the testing and everything like that. So in the next day or two, we'll have more information for you guys.
Mike, when did you know what you were going to be working with on the O-line? How challenging was that, knowing you had so many different combinations that could be in play, and how you think those guys did?
Yeah, like I told you guys last week, and even in the production meeting Saturday night, we weren't really sure who was going to be playing, just because we wanted to get to Sunday morning, see how guys were feeling. And we worked with a number of different guys. You know, some guys didn't practice as much as they normally do last week, so it was kind of up in the air. You know, and bringing a practice squad elevation up and just moving guys around. We weren't really sure, and we had to make sure that come Sunday morning, you know, certain guys were feeling a certain way. You know, we put Zeitler through a workout Saturday morning. It was one of those weeks that come up every so often in the NFL that you're just really not sure until you get to Sunday. But, you know, give the coaches and the players a ton of credit for the adjustments we made. You know, obviously, Corey, he's done a little bit of everything for us. And we weren't sure if Zeitler was going to play during the week. So there's a possibility Corey might be playing guard. And then we were, you know, getting Cush back in there and seeing how he felt. So there's a number of things. And we were just taking it one day at a time. Through the week, we went through the week of practice and kind of just see what was going to be the best combination with five guys, who were the healthiest guys to play, and, you know, give those guys all credit for the way they played in the game, and did a great job in the running game, no sacks, things like that. It was an outstanding performance by those guys, just adjusting. And then obviously when Zeit went down, Corey went in, and we just kept rolling. So I'm very pleased with and happy with what they did throughout the game.
Coach, as we try to understand, you know, the massive step up that group has had, have you asked them to do things differently? Have you simplified what they're doing? Is it more just beat the man in front of you the last few weeks?
No, it just goes to the number of attempts per game. You know, any time, you know, it's tough as an offensive lineman when you only run it, you know, 12, 15, whatever teens it is in a game, you don't get in a rhythm. It's like a passer, same thing. And then all of a sudden you start running at 25, 35, well, whatever the numbers are, it helps, because just because you run the ball early in the game, it's a 2 or 3 yard gain, doesn't mean it's a bad play. And all of a sudden, as you start running, as you guys saw the last 2 weeks, even at the end of a half situation or, third down, you start running the ball more. Now all of a sudden you start seeing more explosive runs. And I think it's just a commitment to the run. You've got to do it. It builds confidence in the offensive line. That's the way they want to play. They want the repeat plays when things come up and they work. And just, I think, see the way the backs have run the past couple weeks. They're loving it too. So you get more in a rhythm. And instead of just running it a couple times in a game, you commit to it and you run it, 30-something times. It helps everybody. You good?
TD, go ahead.
I said, can you hear me?
I can now. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm on the plane getting ready to deboard. But I wanted to ask you about Jihad Ward and just how he's kind of come in and been a steady presence, a steady veteran within the locker room.
Yeah, he's the vet you love to have on your team. Just the work ethic, the way he goes out there and practices, the leadership, his production on the field. That's what you love about those older guys. And you kind of joke about their ages at time here and there, but when you get the true pros on there, they help everybody understand the way you go about your business on a daily basis. So I can't thank him enough for what he's done and his leadership, and it's just a great example for younger guys to look at and see this is how you do it.
Jim, last one, then we got to go.
Mike, I know Femi's body will tell you whether he's ready to can play again this season, but is there value in getting him back just to try to end on a positive note? And what's the kind of the risk reward there?
Yeah, I think he's working extremely hard. There's a possibility that he gets that back out there, but we'll just kind of we'll wait to see till Wednesday to see exactly where he's at or whenever that time is. But I think there's definitely benefits for the players to come out, even if it's just through practices and things like that. You get back on the field, you get your confidence back, coming off an injury like that. So we'll kind of see. We got a couple of those guys that might be able to come back up. We'll just see where they are later in the week.
All right. We are going to head to commercial break. We'll come back here in a minute, give you our reactions to that and to the game. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. I'll be home for Christmas. If only in my dreams.
Let's face it, buying a vehicle should be straightforward and stress-free, and that's exactly how Two Rivers Ford has been doing business for decades. This locally owned dealership has a non-commissioned sales team whose only focus is to find you the right vehicle at the right price without the pressure. So you'll actually have a fun car buying experience. Great prices, easy financing, and a non-commissioned sales team. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Door. 615-737-1045 is the number. Well, let's start with the quarterback and the offense, because that's the one that everybody wants to talk about. I don't know where I'd really put if I was grading Cam Ward. It's like a B- C+. But then I think about that miss, and you saw me watching it for I was kept replaying that miss to Van Jefferson over the left, and I'm like, I can't tell what went wrong with Cam on that particular play, but that is just an egregious miss. And I don't know if he opened up his hips too wide. Should he have stepped up into the pocket and then thrown it? Is he worried about the way that his arm angle comes, and he's worried about the guy I think it was Lloyd Cushenberry that was getting a little bit of pressure on him, and maybe he's worried the reason he didn't step up is because he's worried about that. I don't know, but you cannot miss that throw. I mean, it's just, I know that you miss throws here and there, but man, that was a tough one to swallow. So I think I lean B- C+ on Cam if I were to throw out a letter grade. But man, that one throw could have that changed everything for the game, to be honest with you. And that's the thing is I don't want to harp on one bad throw because there was a lot of good. But, man, that one was a lot of bad all in one play.
Yeah, that one there was tough. It showed some emotion when he missed that.
Oh, yeah. It was not pretty.
I was like, what's going on? I was like, you cannot miss that. He was wide open. If that was Levis, we'd kill him. We go at him all over, because that's the same throw he missed in Chicago.
Yep.
So he had the memory come back to me. Yeah, it's that same throw. He threw it out of bounds.
just
Guys
can't
running
miss
down
it.
the sideline. It's no way. And I know he had a little bit of pressure, and we could talk about all the mechanics. I don't care.
Right.
To be honest, make the freaking throw. I'm sorry. That's one you got to make. You the first overall pick, and so that then killed any shot right before the half, and then they missed a field goal, and then the momentum, and then, naturally they couldn't stop the 49ers. So I can't even, a C.
Yeah.
Just a solid C. He didn't do anything bad. He didn't do anything great. So that was a great route by Van Jefferson. He's missed Van on a couple times.
Van, listen, we've said it numerous times. Bring Van back.
Yeah, I'd sign him to.
Doesn't have to be a starter, mind everybody.
Exactly, but it's a security blanket. He's like the better, faster version of NWI.
Yeah.
We could say what you want to say. He's got some talent. He's got some speed. I've seen him 3 weeks in a row now beat proven, legitimate starters in the National Football League, and he gets no throw. And it looks like they were planning to throw to him. He just didn't get the throw. And I'm like, man, that's tough to deal with, man. You got 2 steps on Newsome and all these guys that are, Pro Bowl level type, corners. So he got to make that throw. But, I'm not going to let that scar. They run the football, so they get into a groove. Obviously, that helps the offense. Ham had a good day. I really thought the offense was decent. Early on, that first drive, I did not like some of the play calls, but as time went on, they started to get in the groove and, make some really good decisions as far as throwing the football, running the football, good balance there for me. Pollard, another, 2 games in a row over 100, I think. I feel like the running game, this is how we should have started the season, because the running game helps the quarterback. And so we were just throwing too much.
Yes.
And so they can pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. Notice how not only does it help the quarterback, it helps the offensive line. Notice how our offensive line, all of a sudden now, 2 games in a row, looks pretty good.
Yep.
Because we're running the freaking football. Now, I'm not saying...
But we've been harping on this all
the whole
year.
time. The whole time. And so I don't know what happened. This is what I'm like, what did the light click on or something? What changed? They had no sacks. Still, they had injuries in the secondary, but I'm not going to make excuse for the secondary. I didn't like the game plan. They did a good job. Let's say this on defense, stopping the run. I thought that was decent.
Surprisingly, outside of Brock Purdy.
Yeah, Brock Purdy running around making plays. So see, here's what that tells me. That's why I was asking how many yards did he run for. That means the secondary had coverage.
Yep.
That means we weren't getting pressure from our line.
Remember what I told you yesterday, Blaine, right when we were leaving
Purdy,
the station?
You said Purdy. Yeah, you did. You said
Don't
Purdy.
Don't forget this
he can
guy.
maneuver.
Yep.
And he does it at the best times to make sure he keeps the chains moving. And
he was only under pressure on 14 of his dropbacks.
See, so I thought the secondary, considering all the injuries, they didn't play bad. It was more so we didn't get pressure.
Right.
Enough consistent pressure.
It was so bad. I mean, like almost every offensive play for San Francisco that was a pass play, you're sitting there looking and you're like, where is the pressure? Yeah. I mean, like you're not winning
He
with
was just
four
looking
man.
around. One time he almost ran around in a circle. Yeah, they have to find a way to make a play on the third down.
Yeah.
They got to get
Got
up there.
to. They started out 7 for 7.
Did they only punt one time?
They didn't punt any time.
I was going to say, I don't think I recall that.
0 punts by the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, my. No, they got off the field one time, Jeff, with the sack
with the sack fumble.
I knew it was, okay. So, yeah.
That's, I think, the one drive that,
No points.
no points.
Well, they would have had another if
Yeah, your guy Harold, he looked good again as a role player.
Yeah,
Get
just a
another
really
sack. I
good
think
role
that's
player.
3 in 5 games.
I think so. I think you're
he's
right.
doing really well. Jeff, now, can somebody explain the rule to Jeff on field goal?
Yeah, so
what happened on this?
that's the play I meant to go look at today.
I did not. I was like, well, what happened?
Can we just take him off field goal?
Well, I think the problem
was it a legit penalty though?
Did you
I didn't
think
even
so,
want to
Zach?
watch it. I just what you got to be
I
kidding
haven't
me.
gone back and watched it in
last
all
time
22.
It was Farks. It was,
yeah, well,
that was
this
horrible.
from the overhead view when they showed it on the TV, it looked like he just ran and his thigh happened to hit the guy.
Hit the guy's shoulder pad?
Shoulder or neck. It may have hit his head or neck. But I've had a few people tell me that the long snapper leaned into it.
See, that's what I'm saying is like, how can you avoid that at that point? Like, there needs to be some rule about like the snapper initiating contact.
And I've had a few people also tell me that most teams don't line up someone there because of this rule. Now, I don't know what's true out of those two statements I've said. That's just what people have told me because I haven't gone back and looked at it, and I want to go back and look at other people line up on their field goals as well, because I feel like the first one was ticky-tacky, and this one looked very ticky-tacky to me, and I know that he's done it in the past, but the ones that he's done in the past in previous seasons have been like legit. Like, you can't do that.
So I was so like, you got to be kidding me. Man, come on. Man, that was if it was legit, I didn't even want to watch it. I didn't want to rewind my TV because I'm afraid what I was just going to be. Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me, ding dong. So other than that, man, I thought, they played solid. The second half drive by San Francisco kind of closed the deal. Just missing that one touchdown, it really just. I felt like it was going to put them behind because you could see the defense couldn't stop them.
Yeah.
So you had to go, series by series that you're going to, score. So solid performance, but not good enough naturally from the defense stopping them on third downs. Man.
They started out 7-7, and then they ended up 9-15, and their average yards to go, which is very ballooned probably by the last 6 plays, their average yards to go on third down was 7.5 yards. So, but they had, I mean, like we've talked about, they've had all day back there. Brock Purdy had all
Kittles,
day.
88, yep. I said we got to contain Kittles, and then 96 from Parasite. Yeah. That was his career high. So
I mean, when you don't put Brock Purdy under pressure, now, I mean, normally they have answers for Brock Purdy anyway, but typically most quarterbacks don't perform well under pressure. And last night, the preliminary data for PFF said that they had 18 pressures, the defense did. And for me, it did not feel that way last night. They ended up with 19 pressures this defense did. I did not feel like there was 19 different players getting, or 19 instances of pressure.
Yeah, I didn't feel that either. But what I can say, though, I felt like, this is just watching a game.
Yeah.
And there's no stats behind it. I felt like the Titans actually controlled the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they did.
Both sides of the ball. And typically, that means that team usually wins.
Yeah.
Now, not all the time, obviously, but I felt like they stopped the run.
Yep.
I mean, they contained it. I mean, they had 73 yards.
The running backs had
4 from Purdy.
Yeah, so the running backs had 3.03 yards per carry. So you contained Christian McCaffrey in the running back in the running game.
That was a big task to stay in a game. If you can do that, because that plays off the play action pass, I think Purdy scrambling, finding guys open, keeping drives alive. And to be honest, with all the safety injuries, 3 guys, I thought the secondary, the safeties anyway, didn't play horrific. Now, they made some tackle here or there, but it was nothing that cost them.
Yeah.
So I had never seen a game where 3 safeties go down. I've never seen anything.
Unbelievable. Then Cedric Gray ended up going down as well.
Yeah, he got
dinged up. Got dinged up.
Yeah.
He was a concussion, I believe.
Right, I think so. Yeah, and then Winston on a touchdown. You got to have some eye discipline. You got to play his leverage, and then don't look in the backfield. Don't pick a boo because you lose the guy. It's man to man. So, some guys get memorized. He's got to stay on his outside shoulder and stay there, and then just believe that the guy is not going to. If he beat you inside and that's where your help is and they score a touchdown, so be it. But he cannot score a touchdown outside, and that's where your technique was supposed to be. So we got to, be cautious of that. That's something you learn with experience. Being technical when you're such a really good athlete like he is kind of hard. But other than that, man, I really didn't have a lot of gripes with how they played. Man, they just need one play here or there. They just don't have enough. They don't have enough to compete with a team like the 49ers.
And I know that the score, says it's 13 points. And of course, they didn't cover the spread.
Yeah, we are.
Thanks, Joey Sly. Thanks, Cam Ward.
Wow.
But, I will say this, that I feel like the score makes it look a little bit closer. It makes it feel a little bit closer than what it actually was, because it felt like the San Francisco could just do whatever they wanted to on offense.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in a game like that, I mean, they ate up time of possession. They had time. They won the time of possession by 14 minutes and 10 seconds, almost a full quarter, Blaine, of possession. They ran 70 plays at 6.1 yards per play. I mean, they just ate the defense up. They couldn't get off. And I know that the offense, Mike McCoy has talked about, and so has Cam Ward, about how the 3 and outs obviously don't help the defense. I don't know if it really would have mattered because, I mean, the San Francisco could just do what they want. 7 incompletions. I mean, when you're having a game like this, and this happens, when you're having a game like this, when you have 3 safeties on your depth chart out, and then you're already starting with then you have to put Marcus Harris back inside. You put Kaiir Elam outside, and you're moving all these pieces around. Kendall Brooks is your safety.
They did a good job there.
Like, I mean, they did
outside too. I mean,
like what can you do as a defense? I mean,
that's why I'm always going to be built, like an athlete in my mindset. So that's why I keep saying the safeties played okay.
Yeah.
Let's not use that as an excuse.
Right.
That you're out there, let's play. So I thought the secondary, considering all those things that happened, they needed help with the rush more than
pass
anything
rush
else.
was the issue to me.
Yeah, I thought that, you asking a lot out of a guy to cover a guy, and Purdy scrambling around, running for 44 yards. So, yeah, and then we must mention that Helm had a good day, too.
Yeah.
Well schemed play with that out and up, too, again. That was a really good throw.
Yeah.
Great throw by
Great throw.
there. But so when you see that throw and you go, he just missed, Van. He just missed him. There is no, it's technique. Man, I don't care if you throw it from your back. Throw it where he can get it.
I mean, he was wide open. That's what you call a layup. Yeah. Like, there's some other throws, these deep throws that we can talk about mechanics and stuff. That's a layup that you should be making 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And he didn't. And I'll say this, the Van Jefferson one down the middle.
He underthrew on a post route.
Well, he underthrew it, but he couldn't follow through because his arm got hit.
All right, well, I mean,
still, listen.
He put it where he had a shot of making a play.
Exactly. And that's his biggest issue on these deep throws, is he's not putting in the radius or vicinity for someone to make a play. But that particular deep throw to Van Jefferson, the miss, I mean, you just got to put it on him. Like, there's no vicinity excuse or radius excuse. Like, you just got to put it on him
Some
at this
people
point.
keep saying, like, he has issues with deep balls. And I'm like, well, every time I've seen him throw one, I mean, he's either overthrown them or he's gotten hit on the throw. So, he's not able to step it. So I don't really see that. I don't know. Do you see that?
Yeah, he has. When I say that he has issues with the deep ball, I think it comes down to the way that he's throwing it for the most part. Now, this one obviously is just, I don't know why you missed this throw. I don't think there's a real valid excuse. To your point, sometimes got pressure, like the Van Jefferson one. I mean, he has to stop the throw at the top of his rotation, and if he hadn't, that's probably a touchdown because I think it's going to go over the second safety coming at. Not only that, Malik Mustafa, good job by him. Not a great play action sell, but he didn't bite on the play action at all. That was the safety that was coming across. So he didn't bite on it at all. If he had bit on the play action, it may still be a touchdown because Van Jefferson probably could have walked it in because he had the guy behind him beat. But he doesn't have an arm strength issue.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't see that.
It's a accuracy issue of some sort. There's a lot that could fall into that. It could be timing, it could be pressure, it could be footwork, mechanics, it could be mistimed routes, it could be on the wide receiver. There's a lot into it, but there's something about the throws outside of the numbers. But then you see the Gunnar Helm play and you're like, oh, beautiful.
Right, yeah.
So it's obviously not a talent issue.
Right, that's right. And then I always go back to the Elikai Manor one-hander against the Broncos.
Oh, yeah.
He threw him open on the sideline.
Yeah.
There was no space to throw to him.
Right.
So once
the
that
jig
happened,
throw that was deep with pressure in his face and he's on the ground.
Yeah.
Like we see him do it.
Yeah.
And Dyson said last night that they just need to go out there and just throw deep balls until they throw up. Like, I mean, like pass and throw. Like, that's what they need to be doing. Like, when you have time, you just got to get on your timing, get on your chemistry, and practice and get repetition.
But he threw it out of bounds.
I know.
This wasn't a...
And that's what he does. It's like
out of bounds. I'm like, oh, man, that was like 4 yards out of bounds.
I know, like every time. And that's what seems to be the consistent part of all of this is that when he misses a deep throw, he misses it out of bounds, more than likely. More often than not, it feels like they go out of bounds. And I don't understand how to fix that or what to do with it. And I'm sure someone has that answer that's a coach and much smarter than us, how you can fix it in the offseason. But it's got to get fixed because, I mean, you left that was a game defining play.
Yeah, it's game time.
No doubt.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That changed everything about that game.
It just made it even, like, oh, my gosh.
I know, that's 10 points right there. Instead of it being a 34-31 game, 37-24 looks a lot worse. That's what it should have been.
Can't buy nothing.
I still feel like you gotta feel somewhat good after that game yesterday, and I'm not saying like everything's fine. Obviously, lots of mistakes on the field, but the way they did compete, and the last time we won a game, which was kind of a fluke win, obviously we went to Vegas and did not compete against the team that right now may be the worst in the league, and to go into San Fran, which we knew was going to be one of the toughest games of the year, and to at least compete.
Oh,
I thought there was some good stuff to take away.
To your point, I don't feel like a compete has really been part of this team. Like, they compete. They play hard. That's never actually, for me, been a huge issue. Now, did you give us the plays where you're not disciplined? But man, they played hard, man. I think from that, Callahan to McCoy. I don't think that's ever, especially for sure on defense. Offensive, I just don't feel that part of it.
I get what you're both saying on this situation.
Like
is like like you remember the Redskins game or the Commanders game after the Texans game last year where they just got boat raced.
Yeah.
And then you have the Raiders game this year. They have like letdown games, I guess was a better way to put it. To your point, they're competing. They're playing hard. It's not an effort issue, I don't feel like. But
I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah. But, I mean, this game felt like they could have won this game, I feel like.
I'm not going to go that far.
I don't know. I think if Cam Ward makes that play.
If he makes that throw, I think it'd be different. But after that was over, there was never a part of this game that I thought, oh, man, I kept hoping that they made a play, whether it was defense or offense, and it was just like, oh, man, we're getting too far behind. We can't stop them.
Yeah.
And then we're not scoring. Man, that second half, I start getting, this is getting away from us.
Is that middle eight again, I think.
They came
definitely
right out of
the
middle eight.
half and scored.
They love that middle eight. All right, coming up next, we'll go to your phones. We got some people on the phone. We'll do that. 615-737-1045 is the number. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 1045 The Zone.
Well, naturally, man, watching the Titans, oh man, my shoulder was hurt because I felt like I was out there after that loss, and my shoulder was a little stiff too. At the same time, I was having some range and motion issues, and guess who I called? Edge Peptide, because they prescribed me some BPC 157, which supports muscle, tendon, and ligament repair with no needles, no downtime, and no hassle. And I'm feeling the results of that, and now I'm not as achy in the morning, feeling like I could go back out there and, show a little bit out there on the football field. But in reality, no. Especially with the holidays. I want to sit back and relax and have some holiday food at the holiday parties. And guess what? That comes with the holiday weight. So you feel like yourself again, you need to make sure you jumpstart your New Year's resolution with Edge Peptide Hormone Therapy, because they do things a little bit different. We make sure all the patients have extensive lab work and face-to-face conversations in office with our nurse practitioners to create a customized treatment plan tailored to your specific needs. You also enjoy access to their in-body scanner to track weight loss and make sure you are maintaining your muscle mass. As well as Edge always uses the lowest effective dosage to make sure that you are, resetting your metabolic flexibility, not starving yourselves like most people think they need to do. Get to lower your A1C, keeping your cravings in check, and prioritizing protein and having someone guide your journey from start to finish. And all you have to do is call the team at Edge Peptide for all your wellness questions at 615, of course, 724-1878. That's 724-1878 or edgepeptide.com.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is the number. Let's go to Dirty Bird out in Laverne. Dirty Bird, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's been a minute. I've been waiting to talk to y'all about this. So how do they pick the people that pick the college football playoff? Because I just don't get it. If we're pretending these playoffs, then so be it. But everyone knows Notre Dame and Vandy should be in there, and James Madison and Tulane should not. And on top of that, doesn't Alabama have 3 losses? So they just automatically just get to stay number 9 and get just to stay in there. James Madison, I was looking, they beat Georgia Southern 14-7. Vanderbilt beat them 70-21. I just don't get this, and I just wanted to see if you guys could shed some light on this for me because, even the MVP, I can not condone what Pavia said, but I can understand his frustration. To me, Vanderbilt is 10-2. Yeah, of course. There's no doubt he is the most valuable player in the league. Look what he does. It speaks for itself. I just wanted to see if y'all could clear it up for me.
Thanks, Dirty Bird. I actually do not know how the playoff committee is selected and chosen. I have never.
Is that what he was asking? I thought he
Yeah.
was asking more the system.
Well,
it was automatic qualifiers.
Yeah.
Is what is the answer to that is for different conferences, and that's why. And then Alabama's in because they were in the SEC championship and lost.
Yeah.
So that's how they got to 3. That's what the automatic qualifier. Now you can be mad at the system.
Yeah.
Because I am, and I'm a mid-major type player, and I don't think they should be in. I don't think they should be able to get automatic qualifiers.
Right.
To be honest, so I want to see the 12 best teams.
Yeah. If he's asking about the committee thing, I really don't know. I'll try to figure that out at some point, but I have no clue.
committee.
Yeah, how they select the committee.
I don't know either.
Because the last year was some different athletic director speaking than this year. This year was the Arkansas athletic director, if I'm not mistaken.
Didn't
right?
they just rotate? They moved.
I don't know.
Didn't they kick him out or something? No, something happened.
I thought something happened to the guy last year.
No, the guy that was started the playoffs. I thought they changed. They moved some guys around.
Yeah.
Oh, when they originally started, or are you talking about the 12
this
team?
year. No, this year. I thought they changed it around.
They did. There was the athletic director last year left for some reason.
Oh, right.
I don't know why. But the athletic director that spoke in front of the media these last few years, I don't know why or anything. I'll figure that out. Or if someone knows the answer, they can call in and tell us. 615-737-1045.
Let's go answer. Last question, Diego.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about Diego real quick. Very disappointed. And I'm not here to sound like a pearl clutcher or anything, but listen, you have to understand the situation you're in and the environment you're in these big time moments. And I understand, listen, I totally get his frustration too. But you have to understand how bad that looks and how bad that looks not only to the college football world, the writers, the voters, but also how it looks to NFL teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was, immature. Now, he's apologized.
Yeah.
But maybe they knew something we didn't know, and that's why he didn't win. Obviously, I would have voted for him.
Overwhelming amount of people voted for Mendoza.
Yeah, so I thought, man, that was so classless, and there's no parts of it. And I think what happens here, he's getting a little confused in, competition and then losing, because that doesn't come across any of that when you're expressing yourself. First and foremost, let's not go live. How about you record it and then post it? Then you get a chance to kind of go through it and kind of think about it after losing, the Heisman. So I thought, man, as much as I'm a fan of him, man, that there, if he's a late round pick, I thought he would be 5th through 7th. Some teams are going to pause. Because, first of all, they don't know what he really is. They could say he's a quarterback, but, he's going to be considered an athlete, on a team, and he has some value to certain schemes and systems, but they may now not consider him.
A lot to answer for at the Senior Bowl, through the pre-draft process, at the Combine, Pro Days, whatever he may get invited to or may participate in. A lot that he's going to have to answer for sure.
Yeah,
and
I just saw a humbling experience with the Shador, and I never heard him ever say something like this, at least publicly anyway. You just gotta,
The worst thing for him was the throwing the offensive line under the bus. I was at the Nebraska game a couple of years ago.
Because he said, "Look at Raiola."
Yeah, that was that's the worst I've heard from,
because everybody knows his offensive line wasn't very good.
Yeah.
So that there was something, but this is, to me, 2 times that. Then he was using some foul language and all that, and you also want to be, you're in a position where you can be a mentor to young kids there.
Yeah.
So, all of this all around just was.
And then everything going on with the family members and all that stuff with after games and their behaviors at games and stuff like that. That's a lot on your plate right now.
Yourself too. You're also representing Vanderbilt,
right?
And I guarantee you, Vanderbilt didn't agree with any of that.
I bet that was like Clark Lee was like, "Dang man, come on."
Yeah,
that's
more than a dang man. It was like, "Hey man, come to the office, bro.
Yeah,
we need to discuss this. You are representing not only yourself but Vanderbilt and our leader of our team, and there's certain things you just can't let get in the face of, some of your failures or faults in this process that you didn't win."
Yeah.
Hey, man, there's more to life than that, man.
You probably should have prepared yourself that you weren't going to win after Mendoza beat Ohio State. I mean, pretty much that felt like it locked in everything. And, you had a whole week to – I know you probably don't want to admit defeat if you're Diego Pavia or anything like that, but it's like you have to come to the realization that you may lose this one. That is a possibility, and kind of prepare yourself. Well, in case I lose.
He didn't do that.
No.
He just knew he was winning.
I guess he thought he was winning no matter what, but I don't know. All right.
And by the way, justified to think that way, but not to respond that way when you don't.
Yeah. Because I think we both agree probably should have won.
Yeah.
But you can't handle a loss like that. That's bad. That's bad. All right, coming up next, we're going to go to more of your phones. We got the phone calls rolling in. Boards are lighting up. 615-737-1045 is the number. This is Cover 2. Playing Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 1045 The Zone. Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by all four seasons garage doors. 615-737-1045 is the number. We're broadcasting live from the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports Studio. Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circus Sports in Kentucky Downs. And we've been talking about the Tennessee Titans, Cam Ward versus the 49ers, the defense. We have also been talking about Diego Pavia and the Heisman scandal. Is that F-Gate? Do we call it F-Gate?
Scandal. It wasn't a scandal, but he definitely effed a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. So we're going to go to the phones now. Let's go to Dano. Dano.
He effed himself.
He did F. He may have effed himself. Dano, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Also, maybe it was just me. I was driving and listening to the Army-Navy game on Sport Talk, but at about 4:15, one of the announcers of the game actually said Mendoza has won the Heisman.
So he announced it early.
Yeah, and because I started sending texts to some of my friends and calling them up saying, you know, have you heard that Mendoza won it? And they're like, that doesn't come out till 7:00 tonight. I'm like, I just heard it at the Army-Navy game. So maybe I heard it wrong, but it still wound up being correct. But
he might have been a voter. He already knew. I don't know.
Maybe.
Might have been, but I was thinking, why did he lose his mind over why did Pavia lose his mind over not getting it when it was out like hours before?
Well, he probably, thanks, Dano. He probably didn't know.
stuff.
He probably wasn't watching Army-Navy game.
Nah, probably not.
I mean, he's getting ready for the whole day and everything. I don't know what is and isn't announced or anything beforehand. And I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Mendoza on Monday was minus 2,000 odds to win the Heisman. Again, he's an ultra competitor, so he's never going to rule himself out. But you got to also mentally prepare that other situations may arise, and there are other timelines and situations where you may not win the Heisman. And he did not.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be mad that you didn't win. You know, this is like, oh, you lost a basketball game, you don't want to shake hands, or a football game, you don't want to shake hands. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We got to be better than that.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Tristan, who wants to talk Tennessee Titans. Tristan, you're on with Cover 2.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Did we not give up any sacks this game? How long has it been since we haven't given up any sacks? And who was starting on our offensive line? I didn't watch the game just because this has become boring. But, who was the starting offensive line this week?
All right, Tristan, some good questions, and that actually leads us into some stuff I want to talk about. But, okay, so let's start with this first question. It started the game with Oli Udoh at left tackle, Peter Skoronski at left guard, Lloyd Cushenberry at center, Kevin Zeitler at right guard, and J.C. Latham at right tackle. Then, about sometime in the third quarter, Zeitler left the game and ended up with at right guard, and we ended up with Corey Levin at right guard. So that was your starting five offensive line. Now, they did Brandon Crenshaw-Dixon out there and jumbo packages and stuff like that, but that was your starting offensive line. To the second point, he is correct. 0 sacks allowed by the offensive line.
When was the last time?
I don't know. That's a good question.
This season?
It's never happened this season.
Oh.
I don't know if it ever happened last season either. So I'll have to go back and check on that. But he is right. 0 sacks.
And I think it's because you are able to run the football.
Yeah, exactly.
That helps out your old lineman because now the D-line is thinking about rushing. And then you're not in horrible situations as far as
They've technically had their 3 best run game performances based off yards per carry the last 3 weeks. So let's talk about that.
After the bye, right?
So, a couple weeks after the bye. Okay. Jacksonville Jaguars game, 4.9 yards per carry, 3 sacks allowed. Okay, that's a lot, but this is a kind of a baseline right here. Then the next week against the Browns, 5.6 yards per carry, just 1 sack allowed.
Myles Garrett.
This week, the running backs on the ground got 8.1 yards per carry, 0 sacks allowed. The running backs themselves got 8.1 yards per carry. Now, you got to remember there's Khalil Mullen or Cam Ward and Chimere DK. Chimere DK had -7 on that end around.
They got it on the sheet. I don't know if it's right or wrong.
Yeah, well, that's all rushers, not just running backs.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just saying the rushing game, period.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the running backs themselves.
FYI, stop running that speed sweep to DK. Please stop that.
Please.
Stop that.
Well, that... Well, and they've been doing it like it has never worked for the Tennessee Titans. For the Tennessee Titans. Remember when the couple of years ago when Vrabel and Todd Downing were doing it? And Tim Kelly were doing it, and it was like Malik Willis fumbles, Chick fumbles, and Traylon Burks fumble, and they all do the same play. Just stick with what works. Stop getting cute.
Oh, my God.
And the screen game is another thing that just is driving me nuts right now.
That speed sweep one more time, man. I might have to go buy another TV.
All this stuff is tendencies. You don't think coaches know our tendencies? We get in the red zone. We love doing that stuff with chimps. Like, they see him. How about we run something off of that?
Yeah.
How about we fake a tap pass for once and run a boot off of that?
Speed sweep, throw the ball. Something, man. Do something.
But Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears averaged 8.1 yards per carry yesterday. Pretty great game by them two.
Wow.
And again, 0 sacks. I mean, because when you start running the ball and you impose your will, you get into a groove. You get into a rhythm. And this offensive line, this run game itself, I've heard Ben Jones talk about it, and then Kevin Dyson and Stoney talked about it last night as well on Titans Talkback, that it looks like, from what Ben Jones knows as well, that this is simplified. The run game has simplified. And if the run game simplifies, this is the kind of performance you're getting.
Does the stats say it, stat guy?
I don't know. I'll have to go check.
You're talking about what they said. I mean, what does the stats say?
I mean, the stats say something's working. I mean, that's the thing. But they do look more comfortable in the run game. They look more
easy.
I feel like the film tells us they look more decisive.
Oh, man.
Now, I don't know. I really don't know what stat I could look at to maybe see if they simplify. But I'll try to see if I can find some kind of stats.
A little bit more too. Oh, because you run football. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, it goes back to someone that's brought it up in the chat, but we were talking about off air, and Ben Jones said it too. But like we were talking about the Buffalo Bills game, and Ben Jones was like, "Hey, they were down 21-0. They didn't get away from the run."
Yeah,
the Buffalo Bills.
Well, you got to say something with your coach. So why did you get away from it? We got behind, and we had you got to keep running.
Got to keep running, and look how well that helped them. That helped them eat up the clock. That helped them move down the field. I mean, if you guys did not watch that Buffalo Bills New England game, you would have thought that New England and Vrabel and McDaniel, they were that team in the first half. And that second half, the Buffalo Bills and Joe Brady and Josh Allen and that defense, boy, oh boy, did they put on a clinic. It was something to watch.
They made some adjustments.
Yeah, they made some adjustments. We may have to talk about this adjustments.
What about you? You were telling me about that Vrabel put a Vrabel.
Yeah, that was a
go for it inside the 20 or 30.
I mean, it was like 4 minutes left or something like that. I mean, it was something crazy. He had 3 timeouts and he went for it on like 4th and 3 or 4th and 4, something around there, in his own end zone.
You think Stretch told him to do that one?
I don't know.
Analytics told him. Yeah.
Stretch.
Oh, you know what? You know what? It may have been the 2 minute. It may have been at the 2 minutes. But you had 3 timeouts, and your defense.
It was that the one that May got tipped by Bosa.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
But like you had 3 timeouts, and he went for it, and you allowed the Buffalo Bills to run out the clock because you went for it when you probably could have got a stop. I was just very surprised because you're back there at the 19. If you don't make it on the 4th yard,
this is at the beginning of the game, or I mean,
at the end of the game.
At the end of the game. Oh, okay.
That one was tough to me. I could see why you don't want to give Josh Allen the ball
because
back.
you thought you weren't going. I saw that in. So that's why I was asking because I missed the first half. Well, do you think they were going to get the ball back?
I think they could.
I didn't think they were.
I didn't think they were either. That's why I thought he should have.
He had
went
3 timeouts.
But they got a first down,
But Josh got hot in the second half. So you got to think that it was
y'all would have gone for it.
5:22 left in the game, and that's when he did that.
The flow of the game, like, yes, I would have gone for it.
Because he's on his New England 22.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like
they're on their own, backed up on their own 22. That's That's the part for me that makes it
that's
difficult
tough.
and debatable.
Oh, field position wise, it's bad. But
Yeah.
the way Buffalo
Game
was
was
playing that
going.
second half, I wouldn't want to give them the ball back. if
Yeah, I
didn't
mean,
have
I guess
to.
that's true, but man, that's tough.
And they would have been in field goal range immediately if they punted, probably after one probably first down,
Maybe, yeah.
and then game over.
Going back to our run game, I always think it's funny seeing people like, where has this Tony been all season? It's like he's
That Tony's
here.
been
We
there.
just
We've been telling
haven't
you.
been running that
TP
much.
ain't
and
going nowhere.
started
We've
doing
been
some
telling you
different
this, TP, because there's a lot of people that was in our Cover 2 chat and all the pregame, postgame chats say Tony Pollard is washed. He ain't washed.
Very quickly.
I would also like to see some more touches for Tajay, but I thought yesterday I liked how his touches were explosive,
Yeah.
Because that's what you get with him, and that's the balance they need to find with Tony and Tajay.
Yeah, they've been needing to find a balance for a while. But, hey, listen, run game works, and the run game helps your young quarterback. Run game helps you kind of like get back into games. Because I tell you what, they called a run play on that Tony Pollard touchdown. That defense was not expecting a run play.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't expecting it at all.
Seas parted.
And it caught him off guard, and they parted the seas, and Tony Pollard just went right in there.
Wasn't it?
It was so pretty.
Man.
There is listen, I know that Ross wants Bo Hardegree to keep his job, probably get head
That was all
coach.
joking. That was all
But he wants
joking.
Ross wants Bo Hardegree to be head coach. But I will say this, these last few games, the play calling and the game planning on offense, for the most part, has been pretty good.
That was all I was saying, man.
Yeah, you were just saying the head coach, Bo Hardegree.
I don't know
All
about
right.
whoever the next coach is.
I'd probably-
but he does a good job.
I'd throw up if that happened. I really would.
All right, let's go. Coming up next, we'll go to the phones because we got some more people wanting to talk Tennessee Titans.
Little indecision there.
Well, I was just trying to figure out my
he was
words.
waffling just like his picks last
It was
week.
like- it was
I was
like
just trying to
Brady
figure out
tell
my
us.
words.
It was like Vrabel on
Words
that
are
fourth
hard
down.
sometimes.
He was like Vrabel.
They panned the camera to him, and he just had this look like, I don't know, man. Just
With his red face, he was cold as heck out
Yeah.
there.
All right, coming up next, more of your phones, more Tennessee Titans talk. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone.
Oh, man. It was once said, do all the good you can, by all means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all times you can, to all the people you can, Ross, as long as you ever can. That's what owner Aaron Stokes has tried to do for over a quarter century. Hi, folks, it's Blaine Bishop for Eurofix. And Eurofix repairs European vehicles at below dealer pricing. But what sets Eurofix apart isn't just the price. It's the deep commitment to quality that keeps you off the tow truck. And Eurofix has clean, welcoming shops all over the state of Tennessee where you can actually sit down and kind of relax, even bring your computer in there. Plus a free 15-minute no-wrench inspection to share with you what's going on at all times. And at Eurofix, you get a 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty on all repair work performed. And rental cars are available with hopefully all appointments. So all over the state, Nashville, Franklin, Murfreesboro, Belmead, and Mount Juliet, and more to come. All you have to do is just give them a call at 844-EUROFIX. That's right, 844-EUROFIX, or you can visit them online at myEurofix.com. That's myEurofix.com.
Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. 615-737-1045 is number. You know, quietly having a good season. This is going to piss off Ross because he doesn't like
For the
him.
Titans?
Yeah, for the Titans. T'Vondre Sweat. He had 3 pressures yesterday. And for what it's worth, I don't like to tout PFF grades or anything, but I was just surprised to hear this and see it, that he was the 6th highest rated defensive tackle on the year. Jeffrey Simmons is number 2.
Oh.
So I'm just saying, I know he doesn't make splash plays and everything like that. Now, there's some plays where you're like, "Ooh, boy, that guy can move for that." Or that.
Yeah.
And all that. Coming off the injury, been a steady force, had 3 pressures yesterday. He's now had a few games with multiple pressures. Yesterday he made a play. What play did he make? And he was double teamed at the start. Oh, he almost got he almost got to Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
And I think he put up his hands or whatever, but he almost got there. But for him to even get there, he got double teamed at the start and still got there.
Well,
so
I'm never gonna forget when he got that interception. You know,
Oh, yeah,
and
he's a
ran.
big
So I'm
boy.
like, hey man, this guy rumbling, stumbling. This
Yeah.
dude's an athlete. Now don't let that chug-a-lug around the
Yeah.
belly fool you, man.
No.
Hey,
God, man.
just real quick, brief pieces of NFL news, but I know we got some fantasy football people out here. The Washington Commanders are shutting down Jaden Daniels the rest of the season, so it'll be
Wow.
Mariota, and maybe the wise decision for them considering the franchise history with quarterbacks
Yeah.
getting hurt at young ages.
Yeah.
Think about
Yeah.
RG3 there.
I would agree. That's probably the best. But T'Vondre Sweat been playing pretty well. It just never shows up on the stat sheet for everybody, but I just wanted to say, go watch the film, watch these games, and kind of put a little focus on there. He's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, they've done it. Up front, as far as run stopping, they come to play.
Yeah. That is, him and Big Jeff right now are getting into a groove where, these teams that they've been playing have been running the ball pretty well. And they've been stopping the run pretty well these last 3 weeks. I'm not going to say nobody runs on the Tennessee Titans, but I'm just saying they're playing pretty good run defense.
He's got to think that way because that's just got to be the mentality out there. There's going to be some games, some guys going to get over 150, and in some games, you're going to hold them under 100.
Yep.
That's just how it goes.
All right, let's go to the phones. We got a lot of phone calls today. I'm loving it. Let's go to Marlon in Manchester. Marlon, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Manchester.
Oh, Marlon.
Marlon, you at the fair, so the fair? No, you got to go.
Dang. Sorry, Marlon.
Bye.
Call back, and we'll put you on.
Well,
But call back and be ready.
The boss
He's a
asked him a
49ers
question.
fan.
Is a 49ers fan?
No, I'm just playing.
Let's go to Chris out.
Come on, man.
Chris out in California. This is you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Play
Hey, fellas.
tricks on us.
Good to talk to you again. How you been?
Oh, Cali, 49er fan?
Well, Tennessee now. I'm out here in Nashville, but I am originally, where are you from? From California, unfortunately. Just, don't
Yeah, it's
tell
hard.
anybody. Get judgment out here sometimes.
Okay.
But I think I got the secret sauce to this offense. And Blaine, I think you're going to love this one. Okay? Gunnar Helm, that's our guy at tight end. DK, awesome. Ayu Manor, on the list. Chid Okonkwo, sure. Tajay Spears, running back of the future. I love it all. But you need Restrepo. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, that's the guy. He's not the biggest, he's not the fastest, but he's a dog. D-A-W-G.
He definitely
He's
a
my
dog,
team
though.
again.
Yeah.
I know he's been hurt, but seriously, man,
Yeah.
you got to have the X factor in there.
Yeah.
Y'all do a great show. Have a good one.
Hey, thank you, man. My dog is a dog, too.
Yeah.
Right, but Ziggy.
Don't worry, I know Chris. He's being
but
lighthearted.
he is now 100 and his he can't jump up on the couch, but he used to be super athletic, and so now he's lost his giddy up and go and his speed.
Yep.
And I think those are the issues with Restrepo, man. No, he's injured right now, so there's no more Restrepo, right? Is he gonna come back? Is he gonna come back? You think?
I don't know. I don't think they put him on IR, so that must
They
be
didn't, so
not
he's
be.
got shot.
Yes,
Okay.
he's got shot. Maybe Femi comes back. I don't know. Mike McCoy didn't really sound like too hopeful today, but maybe that's just Mike McCoy in general. Like
he said, we'll see Wednesday. If he's not out there Wednesday, he's like,
he's been out in the side field. We know that at least. He's been seen out in the side field, so that's usually a good sign that maybe things are progressing pretty well.
Some conditioning.
Because really, let's be honest, Jalen Harrell stealing these snaps from Femi Oladejo. And Jalen Harrell's looking pretty good.
What was that dance he was doing? Like, Ross, I mean, you don't know that dance?
I wasn't familiar, but hey, do whatever you want when you get
It's
to the
definitely
quarterback.
3 sacks in 5 games. That's pretty good, man.
Did you find that dance weird?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because I almost did the same exact dance when he got the sack in the room. Jackson was making fun of me, so it must be old white man dance.
Why was he doing it?
I don't know. But I mean, he's really come on in a lot of phases of the game. Again, we're talking depth piece only, but man, you're desperate to have depth pieces that can get you pressure and sacks and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's go to Josh out in Murfreesboro. Josh, you're on Blaine and Zach.
The Burrow.
Hey guys, how are y'all doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Yes, sir.
I'm doing good. And just want to say, Chris or whoever from California stole my thunder with Restrepo, but I'm still down for Trevonde Sweat, butchering his name. I don't know, but
Fit in with our show.
I was watching the entire game against the 49ers. They only credit him with 3 pressures, but I would say he was instrumental in almost that entire game. So, I mean, especially that play that you're talking about where he was double teamed. Like there's just this element to him where he's big, he's tough, he can move, and I think that him and Jeffrey Simmons are doing really well with our, interim head coach. I think he's doing some good things with them, and I'd like to see what they can do in the future.
Yeah, for sure, Josh. I would just also like to add Sebastian Joseph Day to that. Like those starting 3. And again, I don't think the defensive line was the issue. I think it's your edge rushers in this particular. And to your point, the corners and defensive backs did an admirable job for what they are. But when you give a quarterback from the edge, and they only blitzed on 8 of Purdy's dropbacks, and he dropped back 30 times. You needed to probably blitz a little bit more.
How many pressures did Arden Key have?
Oh, let's
since he was, we should have made some adjustments. No, you should have just got your butt on fire and got that quarterback.
You know who he was going against, though, don't you?
Trent Williams was quiet out there. He didn't even say nothing. Even when Jeff was trying to bully people, he didn't even do it. I'm like, what's going on with Trent?
I watched Trent drive Jeff back one play about 5 yards.
And what did Jeff say?
I don't know if he said anything. He made the tackle because he kind of got blocked into it. But
Arden Key had 3 pressures on the day out of 30 pass rush snaps. So 30 times that he rushed a passer, he got 3 pressures.
The one thing, and Jeff is outstanding. Jeff is our best defensive player by far. One thing I see with Jeff sometimes, and I get it because you're playing a lot of plays out there, a lot of snaps for someone that big. When he gets double teamed, he kind of gets into some bad habits and pass plays. The first touchdown of the game, Jawan Jennings, Jeff was getting doubled right there at the goal line and was just kind of playing for a batted ball, for a tip ball. So I think some of that edge pressure could have, Jeff could have helped out with that, trying to fight through some of that stuff. And I get it, but
was he on the edge or is it?
He was inside.
Oh, okay.
But he was just, and I get it, but sometimes, 3rd and goal like that, you got to be trying to get after the quarterback.
Well, the balls gets out pretty quick there, so I don't remember.
Well, I would look at it this way, a win for an edge rusher is to get to your pressure in less than 2.5 seconds. He had a 0% win rate, talking about Arden Key. Jeffrey Simmons, 18.2% win rate. Sebastian Joseph Day, 11.8. Tavondre Sweat, 8. Cedric Gray, 50%. Of course, he only rushed a passer twice, so he got there
what
once.
Was Harrell?
Harrell was 0%. So everybody else was 0%. All the edge rushers, because I guess Jalen Harrell took a little bit longer than 2.5 seconds, but all the edge rushers didn't get there quick enough.
That's the
and
issue.
that's your issue. Like when you talk about, looking at Jeffrey Simmons, Sebastian Joseph Day, Tavondre Sweat, and then Cedric Gray, but your 3 main guys on the defensive line are winning their pass rush snaps, and you are winning 0% of yours. Maybe you should be careful what you say out in the media after. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That pointing fingers, that thing is going right back at you, bro.
And hey, that offense, we knew it. We talked about it coming into the game. That's, timing, be in the right spot at the right place, get it out quick. They weren't trying to go deep at all yesterday. They really weren't. They were going intermediate at the sticks, but they were not trying to go deep. They were just trying to get that football out to their playmakers.
Well, let's go to Bear out in Springfield. Bear, you're on with Cover 2.
We'll clap.
Hey, man, Professor, what's up?
What's up?
I think the guys, they still playing hard. You know what I mean? The penalties, I wish they could clean it up. But, they're a bunch of threes, you know what I'm saying? And they F a penalties, so I ain't too mad about that. But I wanted to real quick ask y'all, what do y'all think if the NFL implemented like a postseason for all the teams that didn't make the playoffs? You have like 9 games, and you have the NFC versus the AFC, and you would like whoever was the worst team would play the worst team in the other conference, and so on up to 9. And then like at the end of it, they would get like a trophy, like whoever like out of the 9, whoever get the most wins, like get like a conference trophy or something. And on the side, you wouldn't tell the fans, but the players, the winners, get like $250,000 a piece, and the losing team would get like $50,000. Would y'all watch that?
I mean, I would watch it, but I don't think that should be a thing. I get what you're saying, Bear. I'm always for more football, but not less football.
You'd have to throw a substantial amount of money.
But I mean,
be doing some 6 digits there, bro.
Let me ask you, Blake.
At least I would.
Do you even want a trophy like that?
When he said the trophy, that didn't have no, I wouldn't do that at all. I wouldn't even be playing any of these games, man. No. Plus, if you're not, you're in the league, it's a little bit different. Now, if he was to say college, okay, yeah, I'm all for that. The guys who, the teams that don't make, playoffs, play it in some form of a tournament. But the NFL, no can do. They got to get paid for that. And I'm talking about big. And then most guys are like, hey, man, I need to take a break. Obviously, we didn't do so well. We need to kind of work on my craft. The physicality from college to pro, it's just it's a big difference. And, I don't know if guys.
I just don't know if I'd want that trophy.
Stop.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I would want that trophy.
I wouldn't be inspired by that trophy, but I'd be inspired by that paycheck,
the money.
Though. Yeah. So some guys, if they were giving out, hey, man, $100,000, per game like they do in the playoffs, and then it kind of goes up as you may go further.
Hey, there's a lot of undrafted free agents that would hey, call me up. If these players don't want to opt out of this, tournament, call me up.
It'd be the Cancun Championship. That's what they would call it. Cancun Championship.
Cancun. All right, let's go to Jim in Nashville. Jim, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Well, hey guys, how y'all doing? I feel bad for you guys having to talk Titans all these weeks after being so bad with this football team, man. You guys are definitely troopers out there every day talking about this stuff.
We appreciate it.
Hey, listen, I was thinking about this team, and just some perspective. I grew up in Tampa. I was 12 years old when the Bucs started back in 1976, and I used to go. I had season tickets, or my parents had season tickets for 4 years, and I used to go to all those games with 0-26 and all that stuff. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about because you guys are young.
Oh, I was probably in grade school, but was it Doug Williams as a quarterback? Even Steve Young was there too.
Doug wasn't there. Doug Williams wasn't there until '78.
Oh.
He kind of started turning that franchise around. But the first 2 years, they started out. They lost every game the first year, and the second year they went 0-12. They finally won their last 2 games of the season. That's when they played 14 games in the season.
Oh,
so they were 0-26. To start their first 2 years, and then they won their last 2 games. But that was expansion era, no free agency stuff. This Titans team is 5-26 over the last 2 years. And I'm like, it's similar to what I went through as a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old when I was a little kid with the Buccaneers. They were so bad. And this team is 5-26 over the last 2 years, and they got free agency. And they've got a whole different NFL nowadays. I'm just thinking, I don't know how the Titans can be this bad year after year after year. The NFL's not made for this. It's built for parity with the draft and everything else and free agency now. I just don't understand how bad the Titans can be, how they can be this bad for so long. And you guys are troopers for being on the radio because this is a bad, bad football team. I watched that game yesterday, and that defense was horrendous, giving up stuff. And they're just, it's like what Bill Parcells, who was it, said, you are what your record says you are. And they're 5-26 over the last 2 years. So kudos to you guys for coming on the radio every week talking about these guys because I'm telling you, this is horrific football. And I've witnessed it before with the Bucs. So appreciate you guys, what you guys do.
Hey, no problem. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sky's the limit. They can only go up.
They can only go up. Hey, listen, there's two reasons for why they suck. You can either say, A, it's because of 3 straight bombing of draft classes from John Robinson, some wasted free agent signings from also Rand Carthon and John Robinson have just kind of wasted and turned you into this mess. Or you could say it's because I got hired at 104.5 The Zone right before they started losing. I'm going to go with John Robinson, though, because I like my job.
Put that on the list. We should tweet that out.
What do you blame more? Zach being hired for the last? What do you blame more for the last 2 seasons? John Robinson's draft classes or Zach being hired?
And Red Carthon. Who is that blame?
It'll probably just be a brawl in the comment section on that one. Stay away from that.
I'm going to put that on mute.
Okay, yeah, I would. You know, I was thinking, Zach, too, yesterday. I was like, can we get Blaine on a private jet to San Fran for that second half? Because those 3 safeties.
You've been stretching.
Yeah, I've been stretching during the break.
Been stretching. He's been ready. They may need you.
I don't know,
Have
man.
y'all ever seen that?
Missed tackles. They've been isolating.
Hey, one position group, though, for 3 guys
I'd
to go
never
down,
seen anything
that
like
was
that.
insane.
Yeah, I'd never seen that. That had never happened.
That is crazy. All at the same position,
They
too.
had to start considering, like, hey, what receiver can we put at safety? Like who's got some background?
Put Chig back there.
Chig, oh man, that's a big safety right there.
James Williams is who you'd put back there.
Oh, because he has some experience.
Because he has some experience.
Oh,
But
he got out there
because Cedric Gray went down with injury.
And he looked pretty good, by the way.
That's what I was going to say.
He did. He shot this one time through a gap, and he missed, but I was like, oh, that was the perfect read. That's why you just got to slow your temper down. He probably was like, yep, I should have been out here.
Well, let's just say something.
P&D.
Peter Skoronski, Tavondre Sweat, J.C. Latham, James Williams, Jalen Harrell, Cedric Gray. You know what they all have in common? They were all drafted by Rand Carthon.
Oh, so he would win. You would lose there.
Yeah.
Do you want to bring up some of the free agent signings?
No, I already did.
Okay.
We included that in the John Robinson conversation.
All right. That wasn't too good.
No. To be fair, then you got Khalil Mullins. Like, if you put James Williams at safety, maybe just put Khalil Mullins at linebacker once Cedric Gray went down because he played.
Okay.
But you got some other linebackers still out there. But obviously, James Williams, next man up there. All right, coming up next, we'll take more of your phone calls. Got some more guys calling in. We'll talk more about the Tennessee Titans' cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone.
A linebacker named Basti.
let my heart speak.
Cover two. Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Door. 615-737-1045 is number. Death by 1,000 paper cuts for the Tennessee Titans defense. 70 plays ran by San Francisco 49ers offense, 6.1 yards per play. 14-minute, 10 seconds advantage in time of possession. And to be honest, Titans had 7 penalties. They had 6 penalties, and I think 2 of those penalties on the Tennessee Titans were bogus, especially the one on Darrell Baker Jr., the pass interference.
Oh, man.
There wasn't even anything there. Then, like, Drew Brees and whoever he's up in the booth with is like, well, maybe it happened at the line of scrimmage. I mean, like,
no,
but then it wouldn't be pass interference.
This is why I don't broadcast. I would have been like, that's a bogus call.
Yeah. That call.
Get Blaine out
And
there.
then they would have said, you played for the Titans.
Well, they had me Googling, can New York overturn pass interference? Like,
You
that's
saw
what I
the
was
kicker,
doing.
didn't they? The ball was falling. They're supposed to reset it. He's
Yeah.
supposed to watch that, and he missed it, and the guy kicker went crazy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man.
What is going on?
The ball fell.
I mean, unbelievable. And is it because if he kicks it, like even if it's falling, should he have let it fall?
I don't know.
Because that's usually
then
what
they can see
happens.
it. Yeah, they just got their eyes looking down. I mean,
I don't know. It looked like the guy was looking right at it. The one guy in the replay,
I'm trying
but
to help him out, but they.
I bet it's hard when you're running up to the ball to like see it slip off.
Like you're talking about him. Yeah.
He knew instantly. The kicker knew instantly. He
Yeah.
was up there. Hey, they can't even go back and look at it.
I mean, some of this stuff we got to clean up through someone watching the game in New York, right?
Like going on, man.
Mike Pereira's snoozing in the studio.
Yeah, for real. Let's go to John, who wants to talk about Diego Pavia. John, you're on with Blaine and Zach.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, Zach, I'm the one that called you young man.
Okay. Oh, young man.
Yeah, I didn't do it disrespectful. I did it because I am older than you. I'm 74, so I've got children. I got children older than you. But what I wanted, and I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. But what I wanted to find out, I haven't heard what Pavia did or said, or that makes a negative light in him, because I'm a Vanderbilt fan. I'm pretty close to him, and I had a different perspective of Pavia, the way he carried himself until the last couple of games, and when he kind of got the big head, that Heisman thought was running through his ears, and so I'm just wanting to understand, because I really believe and trust in what you say is from your heart, and so. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, if my son did say or do what Pavia is, you guys are talking about, he and I are going to have a conversation out behind the barn. And I don't care if he is 51 years old. You just don't do that kind of stuff, you know. We don't know how long we're going to be on this earth. And we got to be prepared every day. And if he did some stuff like that, that's not being prepared. So, guys, all of you, have a blessed holidays, Merry Christmas, and I'll be down there in Tampa with the black and gold on, and I'll probably be in the Pavia Mafia or the Pavia Posse area. So I hope we put on a good show. Have a blessed day.
Appreciate it, John.
Hey, no problem. So basically what he did was he reposted a picture on Instagram of him and his family, and the caption reads, F all the voters, ... but family for life. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not anything like massively bad. I mean, I don't want everybody to think that it's like he went on this drunken tirade or something like that. But I mean, again, you just don't do that. And I'm not here to pearl clutch or anything like, oh, I cannot believe he did this. You got to kind of know the situation you're in. You got to read the room. Read the room, I think, is a better way to put it.
Yeah. He also said F the IU, right?
That's all I've seen is that.
What did Diego say? The caller called in. He's a big fan.
Yeah, he was saying F Indiana, basically.
Yep, he did. And he said F the voters.
The voters.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said F all the voters, but family for life.
Which, you know, like the Heisman is all about tradition and it's very formal.
Yeah.
It's just not the place to do that.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like it's just again got to read the room, and it sucks because like this is what everybody's going to be talking about. Not man, how about the voters that didn't even put Pavia in the list? There were people that didn't even put Pavia on their Heisman ballot. Yeah,
How is there that big of a discrepancy too between like the first place? Like you would have thought Mendoza had this out of worldly season, which he was amazing, but like it wasn't that big of a difference.
Yeah, and like that's the thing is like
he only
that
had one 300-yard game, and it wasn't like
because I mean we all said that, or I don't know what you say, Ross, but I mean like I would have gone Pavia for Heisman.
Yes, I would have.
But that's not the story right now. The story is not, hey man, Pavia really got robbed. It should have been way closer than what it was. How crazy is it that people didn't have Pavia on their ballot? How disrespectful that is. But this is now the story, and that sucks. And that's this because this is a story, it's now on the NFL radar. And that's another issue, definitely entirely. Like, it's just, I hate that this is how Pavia's season has kind of ended and his career in college, barring any kind of ruling.
He's not going to play in the bowl
Well, I guess he has a bowl game. So hopefully the bowl game maybe washes all of this away. Hopefully.
Is he supposed to go to the Senior Bowl?
Yeah, Senior Bowl. So he'll have to answer those questions there for sure. Sometimes these quarterbacks go and then they don't practice because of the bowl game and how close it is. I don't think his bowl game's that close, but we'll see. We'll see.
I feel like it would maybe have been a little different, his actions, if they were in the college football playoff. Like if they had gotten some win out of this season. But I think, just everything going against him and their team at the end of the season, he runs a little hot-headed too. It's just kind of how it goes sometimes.
Yep. And that's just life sometimes, right? Like, and listen, I don't know. How old is Pavia? I was going to say he's a young kid, but I guess he's not that young.
24, 25?
He's not that young, but still, you just got to, again, read the room. Read the room. All right.
Can't do it.
That will do it for us. This is Cover 2 with Blaine Bishop and Zach Lyons here on 104.5 The Zone. 3HL's up next. And in the meantime.
And in between time.
Peace.
Smashville hockey. Around here, it can sound like a language of its own. But hey, if you can pronounce Demumbrian, then names like Yossi, Shea, and Marchessault will roll right off the tongue. Nashville Predators, only in Smashville.
One of the largest sports books east of the Mississippi, Circa Sports Kentucky, is now open. Catch all your favorite games on an 80-foot screen with stadium-style seating and live VSiN broadcast daily. Circa Sports, now open at the Mint Gaming Hall, Kentucky Downs.
My dad and I used to golf together all the time, but when he hurt his back, it was over.
To have your son want to spend time with you is amazing. That's why my chronic back pain has been so heartbreaking. Surgery, fused bones, long recovery. No way, not for me. A friend recommended stem cells, so I gave Kellum Stem Cell Institute a call.
I'm glad you're out on the course.
Yeah, it's really good.
Call the Kellum Stem Cell Institute today. Swing still looks just okay though.
Selling your home can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. There are no showings, no open houses, no stress. Work with the #1 real estate team in the U.S. and close with confidence. Go to